large crowd to listen to community leaders and to me and come together to do something which is just and right. So I would really like to have this thing more of a discussion than a speech. I'd like to, you are all very intelligent people. Somebody made a remark that, this is not some 5th grader or 10th grader. These are all highly educated, analytical people with bachelor's, master's, and PhDs and so forth. Before I say that, I would like to tell you, for those of you who do not know, we have been very successful in lobbying for legislation for causes important to India. So my first experience in this came in 2011 after bin Laden was shot, and Ted Poe, Congressman, introduced a bill to cut off foreign aid to Pakistan. That was my first experience in legislation. I practically lived for 1 year in DC. At the beginning, there were only 4 congressmen that were in favor of cutting off foreign aid to Pakistan. Within 1 year, we changed that number from 4 to 250, and the foreign aid to Pakistan was cut in half. Our next big legislative action came in with the bill S.386, which was referred to here, which was passed by Gang of 8 in Senate. That was supported by Senator Dick Durbin and Marco Rubio as well. But that bill, S.744, did not address this issue of green card backlog, but addressed, provided a provision which would have sent almost 300 or 400,000 Indians on L1 visa back to India. Would have cost India almost $20 billion a year in revenue from these L1 visa holders. So that we were tasked to defeat that, and we were able to defeat that. We were able to defeat that bill in 2014. And the next was President Obama proposed to gift 8 nuclear-capable F-16s to Pakistan in November of 2015, and I can at this point openly say that the government of India requested us to get involved. We had 8 weeks to stop that sale or stop that gift, and we were successful in doing that. So we have some experience in passing, promoting, lobbying for some legislation. So first question, how many of you know that when was the S.386 originally introduced? Is first
2010. First iteration is in 2010.
First
No.
First draft was 2011.
2007.
2007, 2008. So ask yourself this question. Why for 12 years, or more than 12 years, this bill does not pass? You are very intelligent people. Through this, I just intend to get your thoughts, strategy going. I think one of the principal reasons I'm here because you guys wanted to have my opinion on what the strategy should be. So first ask yourself, Why in the last 12, 13 years this bill does not pass? Lobby was as strong back in 2007, 2008 as it is now. First time I was introduced to this problem was 3 years ago, I think in June or July of 2016, where I will not name some people, but some 20 or 30, maybe 30 people came out to see me. At that time I was very heavily involved in the Trump campaign, and so the first time 30 or so people came out of those almost 10 were girls. They were in tears. The first time, I mean, did not see that much of an emotion, that why they're crying so much, that they have been suffering, they have been promised for the last 10 years that it will happen next year, it will happen next year, it will happen next year. Why? Why it does not happen? Okay? So that is something which you must ask yourself and find out. That's where you can then develop a strategy how to do it. Is there ask yourself this question. You know, wishful thinking is good, okay? But that is not the end. I wish all the 1 million people in green card backlog who make a heck of a contribution to American economy and who are great citizens and will be great citizens of this country, I wish tomorrow, by magic wand, they all become citizens.
Great. Good to know. This is my third meeting since I've been mostly living in India. Once I came, I found out about this and about the Indians' H1B visas and turning out the big green card and the backlog, which I was not aware of it until we found out that this might take years and years before these H1B visa applicants will get the green card. But it really bothered me. It happened 20 years before also when the H1B visas were replaced. Then it happened when other issues came, whether it is to do with the family visa, whether it is to do with the civilian nuclear deal. A lot of things came and we handled it. And I'm sure collectively with Mr. Shali Kumar's experience, with Dr. Barai, Mr. Niranjan Shah, and many other leaders in different parts of the city, we could do something about it. After talking to R.V. Reddy and many others, I did some research on it and called some people in Microsoft and Google, and they all said, we are already lobbying for it. We've been lobbying for years. And that doesn't mean that, like Shali said, there are opposition people who are also lobbying. And the point here is, what I gathered is that since India and China are the #1 beneficiaries of H1, and the other countries, their quotas which are given, but they're not able to utilize it. How do we get to a compromise where we can use their quota, whether it doesn't matter if it's Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other European country, how do we get access or put in the main mold so that Indians will benefit? Of course, Chinese will oppose it, but it is the lobbying of ours, it is the lobbying of people like Shali and Dr. Barai and many others who should push for how do we get access to those leftover green card processings. My good guess is, when I was talking very briefly to Senator Dick Durbin, as soon as I met him this Friday over a lunch done by Mr. Niranjan Shah on Mahatma Gandhi Jayanti, and first question I was, what's going on with this 1044 S.386 bill? Now, he smiled and he asked me, how much do you know about this? I said 0, I don't know. But one thing I know, that my people from my country, they are suffering, irrespective, irrespective from which state or whatnot. We don't want our people to have Well, he smiled. He said, I'm also like you. I don't know much about the bill. I'm going deeper into the bill, whether he's told me to just get me off or whether he really mean it, which I will find out next week. I'm following up with him next week. But he did mention that, let me assure you, Iftikhar, that I will not oppose any bill which will support immigration to this country, whether it is speeding up the green card or family or thing. There are, few things I think, Shelley should know and others, seniors should know, that what we could ask for, not ask for the whole, the world H1 green cards pool into India only, because it's unfair. Maybe some percentage, maybe whether it is 50%, whether it is 70%, or not. And do not count the children of these spouses and these spouses into the H1, the green card processing. It's one person means one green card which has dependent. But if you get a count 3 children and a spouse, then the numbers goes up. So that is where I think, I hope I'm putting in the right words, but that's where, our numbers are going high at this time because of course, children. So we could explain the senators, because, we are glad that with the co-sponsorship of our own Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, Congress has passed the act. But now it's the Senate, and now who is blocking is again happened to be our Democrat. But again, it is blocking means he doesn't really want to just block it. He just wants to study more. So it's our job to give him enough ammunition so that he could tell the opposition, what Shelley made a point, we could do everything what we could do to Senator Durbin. But what about the others? What about some of the Republicans, some of the liberals? They are all also opposing, and some of the countries who have hired, lobbyists to oppose this bill. So we need to tell in a way, this go that let's not count the family as 5, count it as 1, so that the number stays low and we achieve what we want to achieve. And I think that's the approach, and it was a good idea to form a group of 10-15 people who really know much about these issues, and some of the senior leaders who could call on the phone to Senator Durbin or many other senators, as Shelley said, and get the work done. And I think if we sit with them and explain our issues and our problem, and now that recently, Modi and our Donald Trump, Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump had a very good meeting, and I think this is the best time that we could do something for H1B visas. They are future green card holders, they will be future citizens, so why not? So let's emphasize let's form a group, including the seniors in there, and H1B visa holders, some employees from this lobbying group, Microsoft, Google, and GE, and many others. They're already lobbying, and there are companies who are opposing it also. So let's pick up those people from there and find out which one is the lobbying group which are doing lobbying in.
I came to United States in 2007 as a master's student, and I left my son behind and my husband behind. And I completed my master's and I got a job as a physical therapist. I've been working as a physical therapist from 2009 to now, and in the same company for all these years, in the same position. I got a promotion last year, and I have been demoted because they couldn't do any amendment further at that position. And on the other hand, my son and my husband joined in 2010. My son was 4 years old, now he is 13, and he'll be aging out. At this situation, I will be getting my green card in 15 years. So he's aging out in 5 years, and every day his issue is, will I go to college here, or where will I go? And he forgot his language. We haven't gone back to India in between. I have visited my dad when he passed away. Other than that, we haven't gone back to India too. So he doesn't belong there, and he doesn't think he belongs here, because we are in the dilemma where we don't belong anywhere. And my husband came in 2010. He worked as an IT manager internationally for 12 years. He joined me. He stayed home for 5 years. He did his master's here, and then he found a company where who sponsored H1 again, and he is working on H1 now. So this is my story, and this is the uncertainty of my life, and it never ends.
What's your name?
Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Sujata.
So I have an advanced degree in material science, and I was working as a kind of a deputy general manager in Steel Authority of India Limited. Then I moved to Canada, and then I'm working with ArcelorMittal, the #1 steel company from 2008. So the biggest problem I am facing right now, can somebody raise their hand who already is in process of getting a green card and whose son or daughter is already 21? Is there anybody in this house?
Here.
Yes. So I'll tell you guys, I'll tell you the story later on. So my son was really good. My son went to the school and he had a GPA of more than 4.5, very good in ACT and SAT. He wanted to be a computer science engineer. He got in Urbana, Champaign, and every other place. But it was a big tuition fee. So then he got into the Kelly School of Business, which people does not, if you know, it's in Indiana University, it's the #1 undergrad business school. So what we found that time is, at least we paid state tuition fees, but all the other citizens, student, son, who had much lesser GPA and much lesser scores, they all got full scholarship. My son didn't get anything. I had to pay from my own pocket. And then when he was in, like last year, when he was in junior, he said that I have to, Dad, do some internship. And in Kelly School of Business, everyone was getting an internship in top. My son got from NASDAQ, Microsoft, but after all, everybody said, oh, we have to sponsor you. We can't give you the internship. He was very frustrated. Finally, one very good company, they gave the internship. Then I was in a dilemma that I have to change him into F1 and pay 3 times the more tuition fees, or stay with the state fees and just not let him do the internship. But as a dad, I had to take that hit, pay him the international student fee and go to the internship. And now he will be again facing, as soon as he is after he did that internship, he's getting calls from every top companies, but then everybody is saying, oh, we have to sponsor you. We don't know, we have to sponsor you. So only thing he is left out right now is either somebody has to sponsor, or because I am a little bit lucky that I have a Canadian citizenship, so at least I told my son that you can go back to Canada. But when these Democrats, I'm not going to be very political, that when this EAD thing came in, they didn't give us. I wrote a very compelling story, and then everybody said when we had that we could have done that, but nobody did that. No comprehensive CIR has passed, no EAD has been done. This is the only solution right now. And I know there are a lot of younger kids and a lot of people who are still, the blood is not boiling, you're not getting out to the streets, because you are thinking, oh, you know what, my kids are this old, my kids are this old. Then when they will be in the high school, I know we'll be getting it. I can guarantee you, I thought that the same way. Your kids will never get it. This bill does not pass. I'm telling you right now. You will wait for 30 years, 50 years, you will not. They will age out, you will pay money from your own pocket. If my thing compels you, get out to the streets, whatever whoever tells, this is how it works. Make a right strategy. All the leaders are talking here. Bring all the leaders together. Get to the mall. What the other country people does. Go with the placard. Stand over there. Get some advertisement into this.
Nation. First come, first serve.
అందరికీ నమస్కారం. నా పేరు ఆర్వి రెడ్డి. సో ఇక్కడ అరోరాలో మేము సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్లు అందరం ఇక్కడ గుమిగూడాము. అమెరికాలో పనిచేస్తున్న గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ అంటే వీసా మీద పనిచేస్తున్న సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్లు అందరం ఇక్కడ గుమిగూడాము. ఒక పరిస్థితి వచ్చింది ఇక్కడ. గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ బ్యాక్లాగ్స్ ఉండిపోయాయి. సెనేట్లో ఒక బిల్లు పాస్ చేస్తున్నారు. ఆ బిల్లు ఏంటంటే ఒక 100K అంటే దాదాపు ఒక లక్ష మందికి ఈ వీసా రాకుండా పోతుంది, అది లేట్ అయిపోతుంది, డిలే అవుతుంది. ఇంకా అది 30 years కావచ్చు, 40 years కావచ్చు, 50 years కావచ్చు. సో దాదాపుగా ఒక 80,000 మంది మీద ఈ ఇంపాక్ట్ పడుతుంది. దానికోసం ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ అందరము నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేయాలి, ఎవరిని కలవాలి, ఎలా ఉండాలని ఒక కమిటీ ఫామ్ చేసుకొని ఇక్కడ నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్స్ గురించి అంటే ఫ్యూచర్ చర్యలు ఏంటి దానికోసం ఇక్కడ గుమిగూడాము, ఇక్కడ మాట్లాడుకున్నాము, ఇక్కడ స్ట్రాటజీ అయింది. ఒక 150 నుంచి 200 మంది వరకు వచ్చారు. దానికి కమిటీ ఏర్పరిచాము. ఒక కమిటీ ఏర్పరచాలి, తర్వాత సెనేటర్లను కలవాలి, మనం ఒక రిప్రజెంటేషన్, ఒక అప్పీల్ వాళ్ళకి చేయాలి. చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ బ్యాక్లాగ్ని మనము అప్రూవ్ చేయించుకోవాలనేదే ఒక ఆలోచన. ఆ ఆలోచన కోసమే ఇప్పుడు అందరం గుమిగూడి మాట్లాడుతున్నాము. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. ఐ థింక్ ఇక్కడున్న షికాగోలో ఉన్న లీడర్స్ అందరూ మా అందరికీ సపోర్ట్ చేస్తారు, ఆర్గనైజేషన్ అందరూ సపోర్ట్ చేయాలని మేము అందరినీ రిక్వెస్ట్ చేస్తున్నాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
నా పేరు మల్లారెడ్డి, నేను షికాగో నుంచి మాట్లాడుతున్నాను. ఈరోజు షికాగో ల్యాండ్లోని అన్ని ఇండియన్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్లు గుమిగూడాయి ఇక్కడ టు మేక్ ఏ డిఫరెన్స్. 150 సంవత్సరాలు పడుతుంది ఒక గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ రావాలంటే. అప్పటి వరకు ఇక్కడ ఉంటామో లేదో తెలియదు కాబట్టి అన్ని ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నుంచోని అన్ని లీడర్స్ 500 మంది వరకు వచ్చి మనం ఒక కమిటీ ఫామ్ అయ్యి ఇక్కడ సెనెట్లో రిప్రజెంటేటివ్ చేయడం కోసము, పాస్ చేయడం కోసం మేము ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నాము. సో అందరి ఆర్గనైజేషన్లకు ధన్యవాదాలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్.
నా పేరు మనోజ్ కుమార్ సింగంశెట్టి అండి. నేను ఇలినాయ్ రాష్ట్రంలో సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇంజనీర్గా 10 సంవత్సరాల నుంచి పనిచేస్తున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు ఉన్న పరిస్థితి ప్రకారం గ్రీన్ కార్డ్ రావాలంటే 150 సంవత్సరాలు పడుతుంది. ఈ బిల్లు చాలా అతి కష్టం మీద సెనేట్లోకి ప్రవేశపెట్టడానికి ప్రయత్నిస్తున్నారు. మన ఇలినాయ్ సెనేటర్ గారు దీనికి కొన్ని అబ్జెక్షన్స్ ఉన్నాయని చెప్పి కొంచెం హోల్డ్లో పెట్టారు. దాన్ని ఎలా ఓవర్కమ్ చేయాలని చెప్పి మనం ఒక లాస్ట్ ఫ్రైడే రోజు అనుకున్నాము మొత్తం అందరూ మీట్ అవుదామని. మనం వితిన్ 24 అవర్స్లో మనం ప్లేస్ అన్నీ అసైన్ చేసుకొని అన్నీ బుక్ చేసుకొని మనకి మనం అంత లేకుండానే 500 పీపుల్ గ్యాదర్ అయ్యాము. అన్ని ఆర్గనైజేషన్ నుంచి లీడర్స్ వచ్చారు. దీనికి అందరూ సపోర్ట్ చేశారు. దీన్ని నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్కి ఎలా తీసుకెళ్ళాలి, మన డర్బన్ గారిని ఎట్లా కన్విన్స్ చేయాలి, మన బాధలు ఎలాగా నెక్స్ట్ లెవెల్ తీసుకెళ్లాలన్న దాని గురించి చర్చ జరిగిందండి. ఒక కమిటీ ఫామ్ చేశాము. ఇది లాబింగ్ చేయాలి, ఇది ఎలా క్లోజర్కి తీసుకురావాలన్నది ఈ కమిటీ డిసైడ్ చేస్తాం నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్స్.
నమస్కారం అండి, నా పేరు వెంకట్రామరెడ్డి. మేము నేపర్విల్ ఇలినాయ్లో ఉంటాము. సో ఈ కొన్ని న్యూస్ చూసుంటారు, కొత్తగా ఏదో గ్రీన్ కార్డు గురించి ఏదో గలాటా లొల్లి అవుతుందని చెప్పి. సో ఇప్పుడంతా అందరి ఆబ్జెక్షన్ ఇలినాయ్ అనే రాష్ట్రం మీద ఫోకస్ అయింది. ఇక్కడ మేమందరం ఒక 50 మంది తెలుగు ఆర్గనైజేషన్లు ఉన్నారు. సో అందరినీ ఒక తాటికి తెచ్చి మేమందరం ఎట్లా తీసుకుపోవాలి దీన్ని ముందుకు అని చెప్పి మేము కార్యాచరణ రూపొందించినాము. సో ఇక్కడ పెద్దలు ఇక్కడ ఇలినాయ్ సెనేటర్ గారికి పరిచయస్తులు, వాళ్ళ బంధువులు, వాళ్ళ స్నేహితులు అందరితో మేము వెళ్ళి మా బాధని వ్యక్తపరిచి మేము చేద్దామని చూస్తున్నామండి. అండ్ మా అందరి తెలుగు ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్కి మా మనస్ఫూర్తి ధన్యవాదాలు. థ్యాంక్ యూ.